All right. What we wanted to show you, because yesterday we did a reality check on the COVID beds. Today we did a story around how not only just COVID patients, but other patients are also struggling as far as the coronavirus pandemic and the surging number of cases are concerned. Atishi Marlena, senior member of the Aam Aadmi Party, MLA of the Aam Aadmi Party, is joining us on the broadcast. We also have Richa Pandey of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Atishi, before in fact I expand this debate on the COVID crisis and of course the overburdened health infrastructure, I just want to understand from you, because the effort here on India Today has been to point out and show what the picture is on the ground so that the government can take corrective measures. The problem is now not only for the COVID cases, but also for critically ill patients suffering from other diseases as well. What we put out today is something that the government will have to take note, and possibly corrective measures need to be taken immediately, because the focus is so much on COVID, non-COVID patients are suffering.
See, Ankit, what we are going through, not just in Delhi, not just in India, across the world, is a pandemic like we have never seen in modern times. So yes, healthcare, be it for COVID patients, be it for non-COVID patients, the fact of the matter is that nowhere across the world have we been prepared for a pandemic of this size. Now, if you were to look at Delhi, and not just Delhi, if you were to look all across the country and all across the world, from the time this pandemic has started, health infrastructure has been scaled up at an incredible pace. If I was to just look at Delhi, the increase in the number of beds, the increase in number of ambulances, acquisition of PPE kits, all kinds of ventilators, oxygen supply, etc., has happened in a way that's never happened before. But the fact is that when you have, at the moment, more than 40,000 patients, which you would normally not have under any circumstances, there is obviously going to be pressure on any medical infrastructure. Why just Delhi? I mean, across the world, we have seen far scarier scenes than we have seen in Delhi. We have seen in Sao Paulo, in New York, in Rome. Fortunately, in Delhi, we have not had the condition where people are putting hospital beds are being put on roads, on corridors and parking, etc., that we have seen from so many developed countries. Yes, medical infrastructure is stretched. Yes, if a hospital has 100 ICU beds, today only 50 are available to non-COVID patients, where 100 would have been available under normal circumstances. But we are living through very unusual times. And in these unusual times, there have been efforts by the Delhi government, by the central government, and I would say by almost all governments across the board, in ramping up infrastructure at a very high pace.
Okay.
But as I said, this is a pandemic, and these are extremely unusual times. Where, of course, meeting the challenges of having so many patients is never going to be easy. Why just for Delhi?
It is a pandemic. I agree with you, Atishi. Yeah. And also the fact is now, Atishi, the fact now is that we are already 8 months into the pandemic. So there have been many lessons which have been learned, and of course, many things that possibly can or cannot be done. The High Court was very critical of the government today. I would bring Richa in as well. And I would also want some specific responses from you with what, certain questions that have been raised on the way the government has handled this phase of the COVID crisis. When the government did well in May and June, you picked up a lot of praise. Did the government of Delhi also fall back into some sort of ease and let the situation fester, as the High Court also pointed out today? That is something that I want to discuss after a very short break. Stay tuned. Atishi and Richa are going to be with us. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, to understand what the government is going to do and the thinking behind this entire project, because this now involves very, very critical stage of the pandemic, of the COVID crisis in Delhi. I'm going to come back after a very short break. Our guests are going to be with us. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.